By 1978, the American muscle car was supposed to be dead. The fuel crisis had gutted it. Federal emissions regulations had strangled it. Insurance companies had priced it out of reach for an entire generation of buyers who had grown up dreaming about it. The golden era of big engines, raw horsepower, and quarter-mile dominance had not faded gradually. It had been systematically dismantled, piece by piece, through most of the decade. And in the middle of all of that destruction, Chevrolet walked into 1978 with a silver two-tone Corvette, a 25-year anniversary badge, and the quiet confidence of a brand that refused to accept the obituary the industry had written for it. What followed was not a celebration that united the faithful. It was one that divided them, sharply, loudly, and permanently. To understand what the 1978 Corvette Silver Anniversary Edition truly was, you have to understand what Corvette was going through in the years leading up to it. The early and mid-70s had not been kind to American performance cars. Federal emissions regulations tightened year after year. Insurance costs for high-horsepower vehicles climbed beyond what most buyers could absorb. The fuel crisis of 1973 had fundamentally changed how Americans thought about the relationship between an engine and a gas pedal. Corvette survived, but it survived carefully. Horsepower numbers that had defined the car's identity through the 60s were quietly reduced. The Corvette of the mid-70s was still a sports car, still a statement, but it was a statement written in a slightly lower voice than before. By 1977, Chevrolet knew something had to change. The C3 generation body, that long, low, dramatically curved shape that had been introduced in 1968, was aging. A new generation was being developed, but was not yet ready, and 1978 would mark exactly 25 years since the first Corvette had rolled out of a Flint, Michigan assembly line in 1953. 25 years demanded recognition. The question was how. The answer came in two parts. First, Chevrolet redesigned the rear of the C3 with a fastback roofline and a dramatically enlarged rear glass panel, a change that transformed the car's silhouette and gave it a more contemporary, cohesive appearance. The new rear window was not simply aesthetic. It improved rearward visibility significantly and gave the interior a sense of light and space that the previous design had lacked entirely. Second, they created the Silver Anniversary Edition. The concept was straightforward in theory and deeply controversial in execution. The car would be finished in a two-tone silver paint scheme, silver beige over silver, separated by a bold pinstripe at the body crease. The color combination was chosen to evoke the idea of an anniversary, of something precious and deliberately commemorated. Silver, after all, is what you associate with 25 years. But silver on a Corvette was not what the faithful expected. Corvette buyers of that era thought in terms of red, black, and white, bold single colors that made a statement from 100 yards away. Two-tone silver was subtle by comparison, considered, almost restrained. And restraint was not a word that Corvette buyers had historically welcomed. The interior matched the exterior's commemorative intent. Silver leather seating, a leather-wrapped steering wheel, aluminum trim throughout the cabin. Every element was coordinated with a precision that Corvette interiors of the period had not always achieved. Sitting inside the Silver Anniversary Edition felt genuinely different from sitting inside a standard 1978 Corvette. More deliberate, more finished, more aware of its own significance. Under the hood, the Silver Anniversary Edition offered buyers a choice between two engines. The base option was a 185-horsepower L48 350 cubic inch V8, the standard Corvette engine of the period, competent and reliable, but not exceptional by the car's historical standards. The optional engine was the L82 350 cubic inch V8, producing 220 horsepower, with higher compression, a more aggressive camshaft profile, and a character that reminded drivers what Corvette engines had once been capable of. Neither figure would have impressed a Corvette buyer from 1969. But in the context of 1978, with emissions controls reshaping the landscape of American performance, 220 horsepower was enough to make the Silver Anniversary Edition genuinely quick for its time.
The transmission options reflected the era's transition. A 4-speed manual gearbox was available for buyers who wanted direct mechanical engagement. A 3-speed automatic served those who prioritized ease over involvement. The combination of the L82 engine and the 4-speed manual remains, to this day, the specification that enthusiasts seek when they go looking for one of these cars. Production numbers told an interesting story. Chevrolet built 15,283 Silver Anniversary Edition Corvettes for the 1978 model year, a significant number for a special edition vehicle, but one that reflected genuine market demand. These were not low-volume collector cars manufactured to create artificial scarcity. They were built because people wanted them, which made the arguments about their design all the more vivid. The controversy was real, and it was sustained. Purists argued that the two-tone silver schemes softened the Corvette's visual aggression, that a car with this much heritage deserved a bolder statement, that silver was the color of compromise rather than the color of celebration. Supporters saw it differently. They argued that the Silver Anniversary Edition was the most sophisticated Corvette ever offered to that point. That sophistication was not compromise, but evolution. That a car marking 25 years of continuous production had earned the right to look like it understood its own history. Beyond the design debate, the 1978 model year carried additional significance for Corvette as a whole. It was the pace car year. A replica edition of the Indianapolis 500 pace car was also offered alongside the Silver Anniversary Edition, painted in black and silver with dramatic graphics. The two special editions running simultaneously gave 1978 a density of collector significance that no other single Corvette year had previously achieved. The Silver Anniversary Edition was also the first Corvette to be offered with a factory luggage set designed specifically to fit the car's storage areas, a detail that sounds minor, but spoke loudly about who Chevrolet believed was buying this car. Not just a driver, a traveler, someone who intended to use this machine for more than weekend canyon runs. Decades later, the cars that have been maintained in original, unmodified condition command serious attention among collectors. The combination of the restyled fastback body, the commemorative two-tone finish, and the historical context of the 25th anniversary gives the Silver Anniversary Edition a completeness that later special editions sometimes lack. The fan divide never fully healed. Ask a room full of Corvette enthusiasts today what they think of the 1978 Silver Anniversary Edition, and you will still get two distinct camps: those who consider it one of the most visually coherent and historically important Corvettes ever produced, and those who believe Chevrolet blinked when they should have swung hard. What neither side disputes is the car's significance. The Silver Anniversary Edition arrived at a moment when Corvette needed to prove that 25 years of survival through regulation, fuel crises, and changing tastes had not diminished what the nameplate stood for. It made that argument in silver, in leather, in aluminum trim, and in a fastback roofline that finally gave the aging C3 body the visual resolution it had always been missing. Whether it was the right argument, delivered in the right way, is a question that Corvette enthusiasts have been answering differently for nearly 45 years. That kind of disagreement does not surround ordinary cars. It surrounds cars that meant something, cars that provoked a reaction because the stakes felt real. Cars that understood their moment in history well enough to try something that not everyone would accept. The 1978 Corvette Silver Anniversary Edition was exactly that kind of car. Not perfect, not universally loved, but impossible to ignore, which, for a car that had spent the previous 5 years being quietly cautious, may have been the most important thing of all. If cars that carried the weight of history on their hoods are what bring you here, subscribe and stay with the channel. Every week, there is another machine with a story that deserves to be told properly.